Hello guys and welcome to the second episode of Planet Zoo, the Freeplay series. Um, as you can see, this is what the completed exhibit for the African safari ended up looking like. But in this episode, we're going to actually start making some modifications to it to facilitate some better flow. And we're also going to adjust some stuff here. Oh, yeah. First thing we have to do is get another staff room in. Our staff is complaining about not having enough staff rooms. So, we're going to find the spot to put one of those in. So, first thought was putting it up front by the other staff department. But then we also started looking at other places that we could fit that. Right now, the other spot that it would fit well would be like back in this area beside the safari. Now that staff room may end up getting moved, and we're going to start working on a little bit of an exhibit over here. So we're going to go ahead and take this out and start making this another exhibit. So we're going to go ahead and start adding to the fence around the other side. So yeah, we're going to do the standard block that we used for this exhibit so that it looks like a continuation on. To this exhibit, as if they were built at the exact same time, which it could be. This exhibit is going to be another one of the small animals. Such as the flamingos. And we'll have just a single viewing point to allow. Okay, there you go. Now you can see we're working on some major changes, like as building an actual house for the animals, an actual animal house here. Now this one may stay, but it may get repurposed into a different facility. It's just going to be a very basic house made out of, this one is stone. It's going to be the flagstone, I believe it is. Or dry stone. Yeah, dry stone. And we're going to really start with just building it on the center of the building it on the center of the exhibit. And it's just a very basic rectangular building. The interior will be suited more for each individual animal that goes into it. Here we're just playing with some different ideas on how to do this. Right now we're kind of building in an elevated state, but we'll go back and put some stuff underneath it. Or put the layers underneath it here in just a minute. We start with just trying to put in a basic doorway. to be lowered down so that it worked. Alright, so there you can see this side of the building's completed, and we've got the part of the building for the other side of the exhibit. Now we're going to start working here, trying to fix some of the issues, and we're going to go into putting in a animal exhibit, an actual small animal exhibit, which so a very generic exhibit. Some generic pre-built exhibits. Oh, we're apparently about to have some offspring from flamingos. Cool. Go ahead and get that. Oh yeah, there's nothing in there. Alright, so now we're going to get some exhibit animals to put in there. Once I remember that. Alright, so we're going to do some snakes. That's what we decided on, like, when we put this in. Is we put some basic snakes in there, and something that's going to draw a little bit more attention. And kind of follow that same type of region. So we ended up putting in the boa constrictors and some eastern brown snakes. This one on the left is one that we're working on currently. I don't need that help. That's not the kind of help I need. This is the eastern brown snake exhibit. See if you can spot it in there. I'll have to look at these into the next episode. There's one right there in that corner. There's one in the corner down there in that exhibit. So we're going to go ahead and get them adjusted to the right temperature, right humidity for the animal, and get them fully upgraded, since we're on a Freeplay episode. So... get them all set up so that they look pretty cool. Alright, so then we're just going to get the exhibit thing set up and then move on. Oh yeah, and we're going to take the ones out that we don't need because of the positioning. But like I said, all of this stuff is probably going to change over the next couple episodes as we start build more actual buildings for each individual thing. Alright. Cool. And we're going to make sure that the temperatures and stuff all change now. Alright. And yeah, we are playing currently with the zoo closed to allow us to get some stuff moved out. Alright, so now we're working on the flamingo habitat a little bit more because we keep getting alerts on it about things like the animals are starving and that there's no shelter. So we're going to look at that, work on it a little bit more. And we did pull all of them out. Of the exhibit while we were doing so. So now we're going to go ahead and put them all back in. And we have had 3 offspring since we put them in there, so something with the exhibit is must be pretty good, or we wouldn't be getting the offspring. Alright, so now, as you can see, we've got the Galapagos tortoises working their way into the exhibit now, into this side of the exhibit. So we're going to have to go ahead and get that set up with the proper environment and what they need. See, there's plenty. Terrain's not too bad. They just needed some more sand. And we've got their water and food built in already. As you can see, we did take out that original ride that was in there and replace it with a train, and we're going ahead and putting in some vending machines right now, since we don't have any vending or merchandise or anything throughout the rest of the facility at the moment. Coming in your episode. And they're instantly super busy. Everybody was hungry. The reason I've switched this over to trains is just for the sheer amount of people that we can move through here, because we were having an issue of we were filling the queue and the queue just was not cleaning up, so we can make more money by having larger vehicles, so we went with the trains. This will probably change to a different thing because the exhibit is probably going to majorly change in one of the upcoming episodes of the series, which you can go ahead and make suggestions at the link that's in the description or on the Discord. Go ahead and join the Discord for where you guys can all go in and chat, make suggestions, help each other out with the games. Also, you can reach out to me on the Discord, and I will be in there as often as I can to try to do some helpful things, to give you some helpful hints and tips. Now we're going to go ahead and get some merchandise put in here. Just temporarily, we're using some basic pre-built structures just so that we can get the stuff in and not have it look too bad while we're doing so. This will be modified or changed as we build our own things throughout the park. So we're going to start by putting just a memento shot into this first part right here. And then we're going to go ahead and put in something else. Alright. So this was a little tricky to get it lined up so it looked pretty good. And now we're going to put our little balloons in. I think I might be a slight bit high on both of those, but we'll just put that in another episode. I do like that they have the head built in, but one thing I wish they had was customizable signs so we could kind of put our own signs into the store, to the game. Our zoo is a mess. There's animals being moved around. We got some more African animals to go ahead and put in this exhibit. This exhibit is huge for the amount of animals that are in it. Right now, it's absolutely massive. But this is just kind of a holding area for them. They will be moving to their own exhibits shortly into a new episode. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and start working on another African animals exhibit. see, we're trying to figure out how to do some sort of a trench here. But it doesn't quite work that way, so... Give us a deep depth, though. It did work out to give us a good depth, but I think I end up completely getting rid of this original trench and putting it doing a totally different one. And there we go. Now we have the finalized trench with a little bit of the null barrier in the entire exhibit laid out a little bit. I'm trying to just kind of smooth it down and make it look a little bit more natural. And I realized in the editing phase that I had the intensity turned way up on this, and I need to turn it way down to make this look a little bit more natural. Alright, any idea what type of animal this might be? Go ahead and list it in the comments or down below. See some black. Now we're going to go ahead and get the building built real quick, and this is going to be more classic style of building. With that red brick, the... the red brick and the copper roofs. Now we're looking at signs to put on the side of the building. Like I said, go ahead and get your guess into the comments below on what animal's going in here. This is about to give away what animal's going to go in here. Alright. Alright, and if you guessed lion, you got that right. And as you can see, here comes the lion. It's the first lion to come into the exhibit now, so we'll go ahead and get it all set up for them. 3, 2. And we got some difference. There we go. You can see we got it all set up now. We're putting in some education boards, and there's a little bit of light to help light the exhibit just a tiny bit. And of course the house has lighting in it. Now, there are no lights in the Galapagos tortoise exhibit. That's simply because they're probably not going to stay there very long. None of these animals really are, apart from maybe the lions. Flamingos might stay here, but they're probably going to move to a new part of the zoo. So. Alright, so that just about wraps up this episode. I think we're just going to do a quick look at what we've got here. We got obviously the flamingo habitat here, and the Galapagos tortoise habitat up at the top. And we're having them check out the animals because we're going to have protests against this animal. So, not sure what's going on there. We're working on trying to figure that out. Of course, it's snowing, but we're playing with the heaters to make this look a little bit better. You see a little hint of another building coming there. Not sure if it's going to stay looking like that, but it's a start of another exhibit. Here we're taking a quick look at our animals. Once again, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and if you wish to support this channel, you can go ahead and do so on the Patreon or in the donate link in the description.